Yo, this is Jennifer. It is Thursday, December 20th, 2012. I'm just kind of making this video because I have to get some stuff off my head, out of my mind, blah, blah, blah. I'm still making my regularly scheduled video on Monday, so blah, whatever. The great thing about this community, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or in person, is just that so many of us have similar issues. There's always someone that's going through the same thing that you are. And just when you think you can't find anybody that understands, somebody from this community will kind of step up and be like, I totally get what you're saying. And you suddenly don't feel so alone or so crazy or whatever. So I thought I would maybe make this video and see if anybody else can relate to anything that I'm going through right now. I've always been like a real emotional person. No shit, right? Like I cry in like every video. Or like right now, opening with yo, like that's totally not me. So I could be silly and I could be carefree, and then I could be really moody, or I could be really serious and like quiet and structure, and I'm very, very fickle with my moods, and I've always been like this ever since, my whole life. Even as a kid, I was like this. So it's really no surprise that I'm having a lot of issues with like going back and forth on things. And I'm not talking about just my weight, which my body constantly does that, and we all understand what that's like, to lose and then to gain and then to plateau, and then you have a big loss or you have a big gain and you have no idea what the hell your body's doing, but it's doing whatever it wants apparently. But I'm talking about like everything. Like this week alone, I have questioned whether I even want to be a part of this community anymore. I've made videos about that in the past. I've also made videos about how wonderful this community is, and I opened up this video talking about how great this community is. And I kind of see it like in every topic of weight loss surgery and the after effects and the preparations for it. There's always good with the bad. There's always the white, the black, the good, the bad, the positive, the negative. And I always seem to kind of like go from one extreme to the other. I'm sorry that I do that, and I probably confuse the hell out of some people, and I'm really, really sorry. I don't do it intentionally. I always feel it's very important to be as honest as I am, and I don't ever really come to any point of stability with anything unless it's like a major decision that needs to be made, and then I stick with it and whatever. But with my weight, with the WLSFA fundraiser in Vegas, I've gone back and forth on that. Being a member of this community, making videos, whether I even want to lose any more weight, whether I even want to continue with this journey anymore. And part of me is like, I don't quite know where I stand on that, because I've already had surgery, so it's not like I can go back and undo it. But here's my thing with that, and I'm sorry I'm all over the place. I'm going to try to keep this kind of focused. But I had surgery in March 2012. I had gastric bypass, Roux-en-Y, and when I had my surgery, it was a year and a half of prep, of doctors and blah, 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 blah. You can go back in my videos and see all that stuff. So it took me a year and a half, and I finally got to have surgery. And in my world, I kind of view things as like I set a goal, and then once I hit the goal, I move on. And it has nothing to, accomplishing the goal has nothing to do with what the goal actually is. It's just in my head. I don't like people to tell me that I can't do something. And now I'm starting to wonder if that was what I did with weight loss surgery. Like, did I set in my head, I need weight loss surgery. This could solve a lot of my health problems. I'm going to have weight loss surgery. And then I did it, and now I'm kind of like, I had weight loss surgery. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I don't know. I feel like after I had my weight loss surgery, I did the liquid diet. I did the puree for the most part. Then I did the soft protein, and I went to regular foods. And I kind of stayed on plan for maybe a few weeks after that, but very quickly after surgery, I started testing my boundaries. And to be completely honest with you, I have not really changed my eating habits at all. I still eat a lot of carbs. I still don't eat fruits and vegetables. I will say that I have increased my protein intake. I'm very aware of my calorie intake now, and I'm very aware of my protein intake. I keep track of that stuff in my head. I don't track my food on a site. What I used to, but I just don't anymore. It doesn't really help me because I don't really care what I'm eating. I've made the decision to eat it. Whether I write it down or I don't write it down, I'm still going to eat it. So tracking my food doesn't help me. The only real reason to track food is to keep track of calories, and I can add. I'm a 33-year-old woman. I could add. So I just add my calories to the day and keep track of it in my head. And I keep track of my protein, and that to me is all I really need. But even now I'm going over my calories. My dietitian recommended I eat between 800 and 1100 calories a day. The 1100 range, should be on the days that I'm exercising. I'm not exercising every day. I wish I could be out walking. I wish I could be outdoors doing stuff, but it's fucking cold. It's really cold. I hate winter. It's so depressing. It's not helping with my depression at all. And I, like on the days lately where it's been like in the 45, 50 degree range, I will go out and I'll still walk. But I'm not doing it every day. I'm not doing it every other day. I have no routine really. It's just whenever I can do it, I do it. And when I don't, I don't. Eating, I eat more protein. I try to monitor myself with snacks. I've gotten to the point with my niece, I tell her things like, oh, we can't have pop because pop has too much sugar, so do you mind if we drink water? And she sees me drinking water. I don't drink pop. I mean, the frozen Cokes, that's their own issue. But I drink water, like, all the time. The past couple weeks I haven't been, which is why I think maybe I was gaining weight. But since Mia, reminded me, you gotta drink your water, I've been drinking a lot of water. So my niece, just in general, sees me drinking water so often that it's what she prefers to drink, which is good. I'm glad for that. And I'm glad that, when I'm not feeling well, she'll automatically ask me, Jen, did you eat too much sugar? And she knows this, and she's 4, and she knows that Aunt Jen can't eat that much sugar. Aunt Jen drinks a lot of water. Aunt Jen goes to the gym, and she likes to go to the park and go for walks. She knows this about me. So obviously I've changed some things, or my lifestyle is such that she recognizes that I make these healthier choices and healthier lifestyle options. But I don't feel like I've changed my eating habits that much. So when I don't lose weight, that's the first thing I think of is, well, you haven't really changed your eating habits, so when you're eating that many carbs and you're eating over your calories, when I say I go over my calories, I'm usually averaging like 15 to 1600 a day, which pre-op Jennifer would have been like, holy hell, yeah, I'm cussing a lot in this video, I'm sorry. Pre-op Jen would have been like, cool, 1500 calories, seriously, that's awesome. But post-op Jennifer is like, in between, I think that's okay, and hearing my dietitian in the back of my head going, no, it's not, you had surgery, you can't have 1500 calories. So I go back and forth with the food, and because I always think, well, I haven't changed my eating habits, so maybe that's why I gained weight, and then the other part of me is like, well, I haven't changed my eating habits, and I've lost to date, real quick math, hold on one second, I've lost to date 78 pounds. Not a whole lot. 78 pounds is what most people do in like the first 5 or 6 months, and I'm almost 10 months. But having not extremely changed my eating habits, I think that's pretty good. I attribute a lot of that to surgery just working. But when I go through these food episodes and then I start thinking about, do I even want to try anymore? Maybe if I stop worrying so much about surgery and worrying so much about what I'm eating, and I don't put so much emphasis on calories and proteins and water and blah, 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 and I just automatically do it because I know what I have to do, I won't think so much about goal ranges and goal weights. I'm 223 at my last weigh-in. I was 223. My surgeon's goal range for me was 150 to 160. I'm about 60 pounds away from the high end of that. I still have to lose 60 pounds to get to that. And my year is up in, wow. My year is up in like 2 months, 2 to 3 months. I had my surgery on March 5th. So there's no way I'm going to lose even a third of that. I might lose a third of that by the time my surgiversary comes. My goal range for myself was 180 to 190. If I get to that, I'll be perfectly happy. But I'm always telling myself, like, be happy with what you are now. Be happy with this. Be happy with who you are and what you are, because you had surgery for health reasons, and there's always somebody worse off, and you've lost enough weight, and blah, blah, blah. And then I'll go back and forth with, well, maybe I should be smaller, and maybe I should be trying to get to my doctor's goal range, and the whole success-failure thing. And then from that, it stems to, well, then maybe I just don't even fit in this community anymore, because there's so many people that want to have the surgery, and there's so many people who have had the surgery and have totally taken advantage of the fact that they've had surgery and have just run with it and have done so well. And I'm friends with a lot of these people. Some of them I've met in person, some of them I haven't. And they don't judge me for not following the same goal, you know, that they've had with surgery, or not taking the same opportunities that they've had. They are very encouraging. It's nothing negative about them, but I feel like I don't fit in. I feel like this is not the right community for me during those times, because I don't want to discredit what they've done. I don't want people to look at me and think that I'm the typical bariatric patient, because I don't feel that I am. I feel that I've done the bare minimum, and I've gotten the bare minimum results. And it is extremely likely that I will regain some weight. It is extremely likely that I'm never going to be in the 150 to 160 range. It's possible I could still be. It's never out of the realm of possibility. But I just constantly go back and forth with these things, and in my videos and on Facebook, I don't mean to confuse anybody. Like with the Vegas thing, I was totally psyched to go to Vegas. I mean, totally psyched. And now the past 2 days, I'm thinking, like, I don't really know if I want to go to Vegas anymore. And it's a very hyperactive city, and it's a very alive city, and it's a very bright and on the go and just full of people. And I'm a very calm, subdued, don't like a lot of noise. And I'm thinking, like, would I even enjoy myself? And then the whole idea of going to a fundraiser, I don't know, it just bothers me, especially when it's so expensive. And then when I get my taxes back, I'm like, do I really want to spend that money to go to Vegas? Even though I would meet some really awesome people, you know, maybe that money would be better served elsewhere, or just put in savings. And now I'm thinking I should probably use that money for my plastic surgery, because I really need my arms done really, really bad. If I don't get anything else done, it's not the end of the world. And I've gone back and forth on the plastic surgery issue too, where I don't think people should go to extremes, but then, you know, and I really only want my arms done, and it's purely for cosmetic reasons. But in an ideal world, if money wasn't an issue, I'd have my arms done, I'd have a breast lift and augmentation, I would have liposuction, a tummy tuck, my hips, my back, my buttocks, and my inner thighs. I would have all that done. And it's not even so that I would be skinny, it's just so that I wouldn't have to look at excess skin, and I wouldn't have to constantly be reminded of where I was. And so I totally understand the plastic surgery issue. I just don't agree with people who like go to the extreme and think that if they have plastic surgery, they're going to be happy or they're going to be perfect. I wouldn't do it for those reasons, but that's not my place to tell anybody how they should feel about plastic surgery. So, speaking of plastic surgery, I'm researching a center in Tijuana called COSMED. The website is www.cosmedtj.com. It's COSMED TJ. I'm assuming it's COSMED Tijuana. That's what it stands for. The doctor for that clinic actually has operated out of Orange County, California, and he has an office there, and he has an office in Tijuana. He's been a plastic surgeon for over 20 years. He is recommended by the WSLFA, which is very good for me. But I posted something on Facebook asking people for their advice, and I got a lot of negative crap about Mexico. If you know anything about this place, Cosmed, or about the doctor, he's been on a lot of interviews with Bariatric TV and a bunch of other places. So if you know anything, and could let me know, that'd be great. All the reviews I've read about him have been great, though. But I'm thinking of probably, if I choose that option, and I probably will because it's so much more cost effective to go that route, even for the aftercare. I'm most likely going to have to go by myself. I'm going to have to fly to San Diego by myself and then go to Tijuana by myself and stay in an aftercare facility there probably for a week or two, and then come back to San Diego and fly back to Michigan. And I'll probably have to do all this on my own. So I really want to go to a center and an aftercare facility that I can trust and that has a lot of positive reviews, and that I don't have to worry about being abducted and murdered while I'm there. Because I have all the same hesitations about going to Mexico. But it's not all of Mexico is like the images that we have in our head about Mexico. And we all know somebody who's had bariatric surgery or their plastics done in New Mexico, and in Mexico, not New Mexico, in Mexico. So, wow, this is the longest video I've made in a long time, and I've rambled a lot. But I just really wanted to get all this stuff out of my head because my depression's bad this winter. Since I've been on, I've been able to get my trazodone. So since I've been taking that on an everyday basis, I seem a lot better. So hopefully I could just use that for my depression and my sleep apnea and my anxiety, because it would be great to just take one pill for everything. And whatever. I'm done talking because I've talked too much. Basic point of this is just like, if anybody else is as bipolar as I apparently am, you know, your comments, your friendship, your support would be great, because there are a lot of days I just feel like I'm going freaking nuts and I don't ever know where I stand on anything, and that's really a very challenging way to live life. It's really not fun. I don't enjoy it at all. So, with that in mind, if the world ends while I'm sleeping, it was great knowing you. Since it probably won't, I'm still going to think both positive and negative about you. And if you're caught up in the Winter Storm Draco, I think that's the coolest name ever. Stay safe. Happy holidays. I really don't care what you celebrate. Just happy holidays. And I guess that is all. I will talk to you guys all soon. Thank you so much for your patience and watching the video. And I fully forgive you if you've skipped parts of my videos. It's fine. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much. Goodbye. See you Monday.